Today, Joe and I are going to talk to you about what happens if your toilet flange is set too low. There's about 3 things that can usually happen. Leak in the ceiling below. Water comes out at the base of your toilet right here. And the other thing is we get a lot of calls about is the sewer gas smell. So we're going to address these issues for you today. A lot of times flange issues happen because someone's had their bathroom remodeled and they have changed their floor thickness. For example, they may have had vinyl flooring and went from vinyl to tile or hardwood. These problems tend to show up. Sometimes they show up immediately, but sometimes they don't show up for years. So Joe and I are going to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you here in a cleaner environment. We actually have some footage out in the field, which is kind of gross, so I'm just going to forewarn you on that. Mine will be a little bit cleaner. There are a couple of different ways you're going to find your flange installed. The worst one is to find your flange installed over 3 inch. This makes it very challenging to repair. The one you're going to see out in the field is installed correctly, and most of the time this is the way that it's actually installed, and it goes down inside 4 inch. So I'm going to give you an example on tile flooring here. So this is your flange. This is your tile floor, and a lot of times they will, either have it level or below the tile. And this is not good. It's actually supposed to sit on top of the tile. So you can imagine over the years that if it's down here, that there is a gap between, let's say you have, of course, if you're going to use this wax ring, you're going to take this plastic off of it, but just for filming's sake, we're just going to sit it here. So your toilet should touch your wax ring, and that's what creates a waterproof barrier and a sewer gas barrier. So if it's not touching the bottom of your toilet, then you've got problems. Now we're going to show you some footage out in the field, and this is going to show you how to actually solve the problem. Here again, it's a little gross, so now's the time to stop watching if you have a weak stomach. So take it away, Joe.
Today, Jordan and I are going to replace this flange. It is really below the floor and it's leaking into the ceiling below, so I just want to take a picture of this for you guys. This is the starting point with the flange really far below the tile, and you can see by the wax ring there is no plumbing connection there. The wax is in perfect shape, so that means the horn of the water closet is probably not even touching it. The first thing Jordan is going to do is get that wax ring out of the flange so we can tell what we have to work with below. And fortunately, in this circumstance, the flange is down inside of down inside the fitting below, so it's turned up with a piece of 4 inch. Okay, you guys, you can see the lip of this flange is up under the tile, so we're going to take that multi-tool right there and we're going to try to cut the lip of this flange into pieces. And you can see down in there, before we start to do anything, we've got some newspaper shoved down there to catch little pieces of debris. Okay, so I just wanted you guys to see that some of these screw heads are super rusted out, or they're stripped so far below that you're going to have to pull them out with channel locks. This actually can be the most tricky part of getting this flange removed. But you can see we saw that part of the flange out from under the tile, and hopefully we're just going to be able to pull it right out if I can ever get this screw out of here. As far as side out that was up under the tile first, so this shouldn't take too long. We're just gonna peel the rest of this out right here. You guys, the next part is the dangerous part. So we're going to actually try to chisel the flange out of the fitting below. So right there is where we're going to try to stop the Sawzall blade, and we're going to cut this flange into little chunks and see if we can get it chiseled out without cracking anything below. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, you guys, so as you can see, there's a very fine line as to where you have to stop that saw blade right there. You have to get all the way through your flange, but you definitely do not want to cut into that fitting because it will crack. Okay, you guys, with the flange completely gone, I just want to show you can see right there where I barely cut into the fitting. Like I said earlier, there's a very fine line, but if you just kind of scratch that fitting just a little, you know that you've gone all the way through the flange. So that flange now is completely removed. So the next thing that's going to happen is Jordan is going to go ahead and get all the debris out of that hole with that shop vac. Go ahead, Mr. Jordan. There are flanges that have like a deeper or longer throat on them, and lots of times you definitely have to have that because that fitting is so far below the floor for your glue joint to reach. So the next thing Jordan's going to do is start to mix up some hydraulic cement, and we're going to fill that void in that subfloor to the tile. So what Jordan is working on doing is trying to get that mortar built up exactly flush with the tile. So when we go to set that new flange in there, it will be sitting the way it's supposed to. And not too much more, and he's got it. It was a huge void to fill. Okay, you guys, here's the finished product with the mortar on the floor. You can see it's just super flush with the tile. And there's going to be a big space for the lip of that flange to sit on. Go ahead, Jordan, and set the flange on there for us so we can see what that's going to look like. You can go ahead and glue it, buddy.
All right.
And that's all there is to getting the new flange on there. Of course, Jordan's going to go ahead and run some new 3-inch wood screws down through the holes. And if you notice, he's got his slots also lined up. So when we put the T-bolts in there, they will be in the appropriate position. Go ahead and run one of those in there. We're going to go around to all 4 holes, and that will really be the end of setting the flange in there.
If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give us a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.